What a day for football we have on our hands. Seriously, from the knockout level intensity at the Africa Cup of Nations to some gritty league clashes over in the UK and beyond, there is so much happening. So we're going to give you the ultimate briefing for all the biggest games on January 6th. But with all these matches, you're probably wondering, where are the real stories? Where should you be focusing your attention? Well, don't worry, we're going to cut right through all the noise, scan the entire globe, and break down 9 key matchups to find the most interesting tactical battles of the day. And our first stop is the Africa Cup of Nations. The group stage is really heating up, and we've got some massive games where, honestly, everything is on the line. First up, a real heavyweight clash, Algeria versus Congo DR. Now this has all the makings of a really tense, super tactical battle. And you can see exactly why right here. Both of these teams, they build their success on just a rock-solid defense. Seriously, it's like a brick wall in front of the goal. They're disciplined, they're organized, and if you look at their past games, they've always been incredibly tight. So yeah, don't go expecting a goal fest in this one. So when you put all of that together, it just points to a very, very cagey match. We're predicting under 3.5 goals, which basically means we think there'll be 3 goals or fewer in the entire 90 minutes. All right, staying in Africa, our next game is a classic West African derby, but with a completely different vibe. Ivory Coast versus Burkina Faso. Yeah, unlike that last match, this one should be wide open. You've got some serious attacking talent all over the pitch, and this is the key, Ivory Coast absolutely needs a result to guarantee they go through. That means they have to push forward, which is probably going to lead to chances at both ends of the field. With that kind of pressure to attack, you just have to expect the net to bulge a few times, right? The stakes are high, the talent is there, so our prediction here is for over 1.5 goals. Okay, from the big international stage, let's fly over to the UK. We're going to dive into some classic, gritty, domestic league action in both England and Scotland. Our first stop is in England's National League North for a match between Macclesfield FC and Radcliffe Borough. And let me tell you, these two clubs are heading in completely opposite directions right now. In fact, we're not expecting this to be close at all. The analysis points to a completely one-sided affair. We're calling a dominant 3-0 victory for the away side, Radcliffe. So why such a big away win? Well, it's kind of the perfect storm. Radcliffe are absolutely flying, with a lethal attack that's been brilliant on the road. On the flip side, Macclesfield's defense has been shaky, and to make it all worse, they're missing a key center back. That is a recipe for an away day masterclass. Now, let's head just north of the border to the Scottish Premiership for Livingston versus St. Mirren. And you know what? We're predicting another emphatic 3-0 scoreline here. But this time, it's going to be a comprehensive victory for the home side, Livingston. So what's behind this one? Well, Livingston look like a team completely reborn, and they're scoring for fun in front of their home fans. You contrast that with St. Mirren, who are apparently dealing with some travel issues and have big injury doubts in their midfield. It's a combination that could really see them get overrun. All right, next up, let's do a quick-fire tour of the Middle East. We're going to hop across 3 key matchups in Kuwait, Qatar, and Bahrain. First, in the Kuwait Crown Prince Cup, it's Kuwait SC versus Khaitan SC. And this is a real David versus Goliath situation. Kuwait SC are giants of their league, and their quality and squad depth just completely outclass their opponents. We expect them to control this one from the first whistle, leading to a comfortable 3-0 win. Next, we're jumping over to the Qatar Stars League. Rayyan SC are visiting Sailiya. Now, Rayyan are a top side, known for their powerful attack, and they've been really strong on the road this season. They're facing a Sailiya team that's been struggling with a leaky defense, so a 2-1 away win looks like the most likely result here. And our final stop in the region is Bahrain for a game between Citra Club and the title contenders Maharak SC. Look, Maharak are challenging for the championship for a reason. They're disciplined, efficient, and just a class above their opponents today. We're predicting a professional, no-fuss 2-0 victory for them on the road. All right, we're going to finish our world tour with 2 huge cup clashes in Europe. We're starting in Turkey before making our last stop in Greece. First, it's the delayed Turkey Super Cup final between Fenerbahçe and Samsunspor. In a big one-off final like this, it often just comes down to individual quality. And with their star striker, Edin Dzeko, fully fit and leading the line, Fenerbahçe's firepower should be the difference maker. We expect Samsunspor to put up a good fight, but we see Fener just edging it 2-1 to lift that trophy. And finally, over to the Greek Cup. We've got PAOK, who are an absolute fortress at their home stadium, the Toumba. The home advantage here is just massive. We expect them to control the game from start to finish against a solid Atromitos team and lock down a clean 2-0 win to move on. Phew! And there you have it, a whirlwind tour across 8 countries and 9 massive games. So let's put everything together on one final tip sheet for you. So here it is, the full breakdown. We've seen it all, from those cagey defensive showdowns in Africa to dominant home wins in Scotland. Go ahead and take a second to scan all the key predictions from our trip around the world. This is your complete global briefing for the day. And just like that, you are fully briefed on the key matchups happening across the globe today. From tactical chess matches to absolute goal fests, you know exactly what to watch for. So, I guess the only question left is, which game are you watching?